What's going on, guys? It's Ben here from BH Aquatics, and in today's video we're actually going to be taking a look at the summer tubs. I know today we're actually taking this video on Tuesday. This video was actually supposed to come out on Sunday, but to be honest with you, I was unaware that I was going to need like a skill saw to cut these barrels in half. These were originally 55-gallon barrels, and I had to turn them into like 30-gallon barrels based on markings on the sides of them, just so that when the guppies had fry, it didn't take a super long time for the fry to find food, which in the long run slows down overall growth of the fry. So I needed to cut down the size of the barrel so that there wasn't any food troubles. Added on to that, I mean, cutting it in half, I made a little extra sand at the bottom. As you can see, it's off the ground. It would have been lower to the ground if I didn't have that second half. Now, why is this not filled up yet? Why do we not have fish in it? Well, as you can see down in the corner there is a hole in the bottom. So I have my waterproof tape here and some aquarium silicone sealant, which I'm actually going to be using in this video to seal up the bottoms of the summer tubs, so that we can fill these up within 48 hours, probably be by Thursday, and we can potentially have this video out by Friday. Obviously, as you guys know, I'm going to do multiple videos in this week, so other than that, there'll probably be a video about adding fish to it on Saturday, and whatever video we have on Sunday, I'm not really sure yet. So anywho, let's get right to doing this. Okay, so to start off this process, we're just going to take a slice of our waterproof tape here and simply cover up the hole from the inside of the tub, just to make it easier when filling the crack from the outside. This is a strategy I like to use so that I can fill up the tub while the tape is still there, just so that the silicone on the opposite side, when we flip this tub over, can still dry while we're still filling this tank up. It will basically speed up the process of filling this tub up and putting fish in, so that I can get this video out faster. So, for whatever the reason, the nozzle is not working on the front of the thing, so I'm unfortunately going to have to patch this by hand by just putting a coating of silicone over the top, if I can even get any of the silicone out, and I'll get back to you guys when I actually have it done. As you can see, I got it all patched up now. You can see the thick layer of silicone that I've laid across the front of it. I actually used the screw that I had here just so that I could push the silicone into the cracks that it molds in there, and when it becomes solid in the next 48 hours, the bucket will be nice and hard and flush with the silicone, so that when I take the tape off, I will have no problem with escaping water. So as you can see, the silicone filling here is flush with the barrel. Everything's looking good on this tub. Silicone sealant is flush with the barrel on this tub, and it will finally take about 48 hours for these to dry. After that, we can start filling them up with water, take off the tape on the inside of the barrels, put in the fish, put in the plants, put in the filtration that I'm only going to run by day, because most likely they'll be run off solar panels, and will be off and running for the rest of the summer. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, we got this tub all sealed up with silicone. It's right now in place, right next to our barn. So it's got not direct sunlight, but for half the day, first half of the day, it will have direct sunlight, because the sun shines in this way in the morning, and then in the afternoon, as you can see, the sun shines on the opposite side of the barn over there. So we'll still get half the day's worth of sunlight on this thing. I'm gonna actually cover it up with this this roll of chicken netting, I think it's called, with the wood there, just so that birds don't get in at the fish. Now, most likely I would have just come out here and filled it up, since we do have access to the hose over in the garden over there. But you know, it's about to torrential downpour, so we might as well get the fish used to you know, regular rain, since it's going to be coming in through the chicken wire anyways when it does rain naturally. So I'm just going to let it fill up with the torrential downpour, you know, do some
water tests, of course, before I actually put the fish in once it fills up with the rain. And then tomorrow we'll put the fish in, and we'll be all set. But we'll check back in by the end of the video after it's done raining, once this is all filled up, so I can show you what I'm going to be doing for filtration and what I'm going to put in there for plants, just so that the fish have something to hide with and breed in, since the idea of summer tubs is to get the fish to breed outside. Alrighty guys, so it never actually ended up raining, so I ended up having to just fill the water with the hose in the garden over there on the fence. And right now it's all set up. No fish are in it yet because, once again, like I mentioned earlier, the bucket, I don't know what was in the bucket before this water, so I want to make sure that the water is safe before I actually put any fish in. So I just filled it all up, put this primitive cover over the top of it because we don't want any birds getting in there. We don't want any animals getting in there that you know, could eat the fish. We got some large leaf Anubias in here for my 55 gallon. I got this quiet little aerator here that I'm running. Basically, I'm only going to be running it during the day because I do have to connect it to this extension cord that goes into the barn. Because the outlet that was out here, that's right here, first of all, it has a hornet's nest in it, and I'm not going to deal with that. Mostly because I don't know where the bee repellent is, but second of all, because it simply doesn't have any electricity going to it, which probably should have been my first of all. Never mind. Anywho, I just got a couple of rocks in the garden, you know, because we're in the garden, we have plenty of rocks, and washed them all off with the hose over on the fence over there. And you know, it provides not a ton of hiding places, but there's two rocks here, so if you notice, you know, I can lift up that one. There's a nice little cave underneath them because this one here is stacked on top of a lower one in the back. Added onto that, you know, we have the two plants here, large leaf Anubias. Even though at Anubias, it takes quite a while to actually grow it. I'm kind of hoping that maybe we'll get some more growth out here, since it was kind of clumped together in the 55. It can spread out and grow as much as it wants. This aerator right here, just because I don't have an air stone out here, I could get one from inside, but I simply don't want to. Too much of a hassle, especially since it's only going to be running during the day, and when we're out there, since we don't want to leave our barn door open all day long when we're gone. I'm just simply taking the aerator, taking the tube, sticking it under the roots of the Anubias plant, and, you know, it's as simple as that. We're going to get a couple of bubbles. It's not going to be too many bubbles, but just enough so that, you know, we don't get any bad bacteria that we don't want growing on the surface of this, and potentially bring bad bacteria into the garden here. Originally we did have two of these, but this one, it said it would take 48 hours for the silicone to dry. It ended up taking a week for the silicone to dry, and by the end of the week, which was yesterday, I simply, only this one here actually had a good enough silicone filling once I took the inner tape off, like I showed you earlier. Yeah, so it kind of sucks because now I have to redo the silicone filling for the other one, but in the end, in about 2 weeks when we do an update here, actually I'm going to camp in like 2 weeks, so in 3 weeks when we do an update, we should have both tubs out here filled with fish. Basically, we're just going to be adding some guppies, extra guppies that I have, assorted guppies from in the fish room downstairs in the basement, and we're going to be doing that maybe tomorrow or Tuesday in a video that will come out those days. So, I mean, as you can see, guys, I've set up this one. The other one is getting ready to be set up. Alrighty, sorry about that, guys. I had to pause the video because my mom came a little too close to the lawnmower, so you couldn't have hear me anyways. So basically, just to wrap things up, fish will be in this either tomorrow or Tuesday after I do some quick water parameter tests, and then the second tub of the two will be set up in 2 to 3 weeks when I get home from camp. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video of me showing you how I set up this tub, how I filled in the little cracks and divots that need to be filled in with silicone, so that this could be waterproof. You know, if you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more like this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you either tomorrow or Tuesday.